feedback that we get pretty often is that Palo Alto is a fantastic product, but it has very premium pricing that comes along with it. And then we also heard a few quarters ago that Nikesh, the CEO of Palo Alto, had mentioned that there was a degree of sort of spending fatigue or fatigue for the price increases within the industry as a whole. Uh, anything you could add to that conversation for how you how you manage price uplift, or you sell that to your respective enterprise leadership? How do you sort of approach that problem within the industry, even outside of network security?
Well, it's not like Cisco or Checkpoint are cheap.
Yeah.
So for us at least their main competitors are in some degrees equally as expensive. I think for us we've tried to save is be smart about what software subscriptions we're actually getting with each of our firewalls. And but when we're comparing our primary ingress egress firewalls and all the different subscriptions we have to put on top of those, since we are now at the point where we're refreshing those and renewing those, it is creeping up in price to the point where the Cisco and we're a big Cisco shop, both from a UCS and server and networking perspective, is that Cisco is dying to get that business from us, and they are absolutely much more competitive from a pricing perspective. Generally, not something you say in relation to Cisco, but with where Palo has priced themselves out to get everything we need from like I said, from a full ingress egress perspective, it is much more advantageous from a cost perspective to go with Cisco. Not saying we're going to, but they're making it much more compelling. Now, for a lot of our internal firewalls, less so, because we don't need as many of the bells and whistles and all the different software packages that come with with our primary firewalls. That's where they're much more competitive from a cost perspective. Just once you bundle everything in, that's where it gets a little painful.
Hey, I'm agreeing with Chris also. Like the other products are not that cheap, but yes, the premium pricing, we had a separate initiative to show return on investment on the software product we're working on sites, and it shows that even though there is an uplift, uptrend of spend due to engineering effort at the beginning, but eventually you will reduce FTEs because you would not need as many people to monitor things. And like we previously discussed, that the hardware does not need change often either. So I think the reason I like the Palo Alto's presentation and the pricing is that they don't shy away to say we're not cheap. They say, yeah, we are expensive, but semicolon, here's the things you get from it. So it's very honest, rather than other companies that they will initially tell you everything's great, and then in the middle of the way you're not going to see what you mean.
Yeah, to me, it's like a mashup of what Chris and Yahya have said, right? Because it's not really expensive. To me is very relative, right? I don't necessarily refer to things as cheap or expensive, but in terms of value. And I think Palo Alto has been probably right there at the top when it comes to providing value. So agree that, again, I mean, nothing in the security arena these days is cheap, but it comes down to value. And I think, again, that's where Palo actually shines, providing the most value, the best bang for your buck, so to speak.
So I think that a great comparison is like a Fortinet. They kind of do a lot of things with like the firewalls. They have FortiA, FortiSIEM, and that's kind of another key player that's doing a lot of great work for us in-house as well. And one of the things I think around for Cisco is that while they might be very much effective and so forth, they did acquire solutions like Splunk, and I'm hearing from so many other vendors that they don't like to steer customers there because of costs. So a lot of times, I would think that large enterprise are not 100% only focused upon the cost. They're looking at very much efficiency, brain and value, time to which consultants can kind of implement it. Cost is important, and they're definitely looking at kind of headcount and spending based on each different budgetary constraint by department. But that's only some things I think around for like when I'm hearing Cisco, they're very much in the business of acquiring solutions, and anybody could kind of say that as opposed to maybe saying that this is something that people are developing on their own. But I have no negative towards Cisco. I think that's a great industry leader.